The chosen one, a sect from your city, has been spouting, planning to ruin your future, and believing they can stop what God has given you. Now, each and every one of these individuals has a huge price tag. Additionally, cosmic justice is set to accrue interest that will turn their darkest nightmares into delightful dreams. You were busy being shielded by forces they couldn't see, touch, or stop while they were busy hatching plans. It's time for them to make the payment immediately. Your experience of harassment was not the result of chance or unfavorable events. You've been up against a cult-like group of disorganized people who really met to plot concerted assaults against your success. They made group chats specifically for tracking your whereabouts. As if they were managing a military operation, they allocated duties. If it weren't so pitiful, the amount of organization would be astounding. With surgical precision, they broke into your place of employment. Your every step was being reported back to this network by someone you trusted, to whom you very likely said good morning each day. With the deliberate brutality of a psychological warfare specialist, they disseminate rumors intended to destroy your reputation. Through complex falsehoods that should have won prizes for creative fiction, they deliberately attempted to dissuade individuals from doing business with you. Like bounty hunters pursuing a fugitive, several of these individuals pursued you from out of town. They used techniques that would make a private investigator envious to discover where you reside. They hounded your neighborhood and most likely persuaded your neighbors that you were up to no good, since they understood that upsetting your home base would lead everything else in your life to fall apart. They tried to ruin your living situation. This becomes pretty complicated when it comes to the ride-sharing link. Many of them are employed by Uber and Lyft, and they use their access and mobility to follow you about as if you were a valuable target. They constantly plan their next move against you while living in their vehicles and traveling from gig to gig like zombies. Stalking you became a secondary job for these folks. As if they were collecting information for a case file, they would drive by your home, place of employment, and other places you often visited. They also believed they were very smart. They attempted to dissuade you from romantic interests by telling you such compelling falsehoods that those who were really interested abruptly stopped answering your calls. By disseminating inaccurate information about your honesty, dependability, and character, they harmed your commercial connections. They even targeted your residence and living arrangement in an effort to upset your fundamental stability. There was no envy here. This was warfare with planned attacks, tactics, and techniques to obliterate your life. In its evilness, the cooperation was amazing. However, they committed one deadly error. They had employees at your place of employment actively working to get you dismissed. Most likely the same folks that made fun of you over lunch. They concentrated on preventing clients from supporting your firm after that failed, since you were too skilled at what you do. They disseminate lies and slander to paint you as unstable, untrustworthy, or hazardous to collaborate with. They failed to remember that they were going for someone who was protected by God. The campaigns of rumor were complex. In one chat, they would sow doubts about your character, and weeks later, they would sow more seeds. To make it seem as if other sources were stating the same things about you, they ensured that the falsehoods were disseminated via a variety of channels. They had no idea that the cosmic courthouse was recording every falsehood. They didn't realize that you had heavenly protection that works beyond their comprehension, their grasp, and their power to stop the many unsuccessful attempts at your murder. Your life is protected by supernatural guardians that they cannot see or touch, not because you were fortunate or because their plans were badly carried out. They attempted to poison you, and rather of hurting you, those efforts, like some cosmic update, improved your spiritual skills. You gained abilities from what was supposed to kill you. An unbreakable barrier against their powers and plots was established by your persistent prayers. Like a boomerang, every spell they cast came back to them. You were stronger as a result of every ceremony they used to prevent your achievement. Since they were unable to murder you, they shifted their strategy to preventing your success, failing to see that it is ensnared in your mind, rendering you almost indestructible. You have such a clear vision that nothing outside of you can make you doubt your direction. They are able to shut doors, but not your thoughts. They may get in the way of opportunities, but they can't stop you from making new ones. God has been expediting your time frame to make up for each setback they brought about. The rituals and charms they use against you are now as useless as attempting to use a feather to halt a freight train. With compound interest that would make a bank envious, you are getting back every day they kept you back. Spiritual warfare is what this is, and you're dominating, not just winning. They will soon discover the consequences of messing with someone, since you have 9 lives, and they have already attempted to steal several of them. Heaven has a specific task for you. Every unsuccessful effort merely strengthened your defenses. Supernatural intuition replaced the poison that was meant to kill you. You were more vigilant and attentive as a result of the mishaps that were meant to incapacitate you. The exact weapons being used against them were made by them. Your intuition was really enhanced to otherworldly levels by the witchcraft they used to attempt to prevent it. Their movements are now visible to you before they happen. Their energy is palpable when they are scheming to harm you. Danger is detectable from a great distance. Now, your spiritual abilities are manifesting at a degree they never thought imaginable. Their payment plan was just triggered at interest rates they never considered, and justice has a way of working in odd ways. False complaints and harassment accusations that entail actual prison time are leading to arrests. The same individuals who showed off their automobiles to you now own damaged cars and have lost limbs in sudden, seemingly unrelated events. There are murder charges against someone in this network, with life in prison or worse. Due to legal constraints, your stalker is not allowed to travel or approach you. To stop there. You indeed. Not everyone should hear this message. It's okay if you don't feel it. Proceed. But you'll know this is for you if you sensed it in your bones. Those who don't belong. Those who are able to look behind the curtain. The ones who were instructed to be quiet, to settle, to fit in, but who were never able to succeed. Ordinary things don't interest them. They are not here to obey the laws of others. They are the tempest that shatters illusions and the light in the dark. Untouchable, unstoppable, and unshakable. If they have to, they're pursuing their own route alone while the rest of the world is busy running circles. They do it because it's who they are, not for the praise or acceptance. To those who take what was intended to ruin them and turn it into something magnificent, here's to you. Those who possess knowledge that can only be acquired, not taught. Perhaps it's time to locate your folks, if this speaks to you. The sole location of its sort is the Obsidian Inner Order. More than 400 of us come together to exchange knowledge, make connections, and undergo transformation at the One Ascension Nexus for chosen ones. Just the truth, no games or masks. The description contains the URL. You'll know where we are if you're ready. Otherwise, it's okay too. You have an option. While they were harassing you, flee with your money. Homelessness and total destitution have overtaken them more quickly than a stock market meltdown. Some people have been injured to the point that they are unable to work, live the life they were attempting to take from you, or both. The public is seeing its well-coordinated network fall apart like a house of cards in slow motion. To avoid sinking with the ship, one insider is willing to reveal the whole scheme. The individuals who cause you to have a terrible existence are learning that karma doesn't take excuses or work out payment arrangements. The cosmos has a method for precisely balancing finances. Now their bill is due with penalties they never thought of, interest they never calculated, and daily compounding repercussions. Their attempts to harm you are directly responsible for every auto accident, arrest, and financial loss they are going through. In prison, some of them are being stabbed by the same individuals they believe to be their supporters. Like untamed animals, the cult members they trusted are betraying them. Their greatest danger is now the group they believed would defend them. Their goal was to turn you become a mobster. They are now learning what true gangsters do to weak points and snitch holes. You're eager to connect with someone who shares your enthusiasm and recognizes your worth since you've been celibate and are sick of being alone yourself. It's going to end so drastically that you won't remember why you were ever angry with the blocking and meddling in your love life. You're now being approached by someone who has clean energy and steady cash. It's not like some frantic romantic comedy where you have to follow someone over state borders or go out of town to see them. With their true chemistry and mutual appeal, this local connection will make you question why you ever settled for anything less. They have also been celibate, hoping to find someone just like you. I'm ready for something genuine after becoming sick of the games. The supernatural interference your ex has been employing to keep you out of new relationships was just severed. During your challenging period, they acted aggressively and stubbornly due to a misunderstanding. They now ask you to be patient with them, to see their point of view, and to give them another opportunity. When people listen to falsehoods about you rather than helping you when you needed it most, the window for that closed. Everything makes sense when you learn that your ex-partner was involved with the harassment network. Their desire for vengeance, their timing, their awareness of your whereabouts, and how they knew just which buttons to press to do you harm. Now everything becomes clear. They were providing your adversaries with information so they could plan assaults against your future, your company, and your peace of mind. While you're progressing into something much greater, they lost their chance. The individual who enters your life will help you see why relationships with other people have never worked out. They will treat your heart like the priceless gift it is, your intellect like a treasure, and your body like a shrine. When you connect on a level you never even imagined imaginable, the wait will have been worthwhile. And from whichever rock they're hiding behind, your ex will have to watch it all unfold. Physical fulfillment isn't the only reason for this new relationship, but that bright spot that will erase all of your frustrations is on the horizon. Finding someone who has been on a similar route is the goal here. Someone who is aware of how much spiritual combat you have endured. Like you, they have been safeguarding their energy. It's likely that your ex is now sitting someplace trying to figure out how to make amends, apologize, and win back your favor. They're also coming to the realization that everyone who lied to them about you is lying to them. They were being manipulated by the same cult that was after you. They're learning that their buddies that persuaded them to break up with you weren't really their pals. They were agents trying to cut off your support network in order to isolate you. In their game, your ex was simply another pawn. To protect themselves, they now want to turn all those persons in. You're about to get a windfall that will surpass all previous experiences. Everything your adversaries attempted to obstruct or believe they could hide from you. This is more than simply a cash boost. This is the kind of seasonal affluence that completely transforms your relationship with money. Spirit is pointing you in the direction of purchases that will draw in even more money. Your money affirmations are operating with the accuracy of a Swiss watch, just as wealth attracts riches. Everyone who has been trying to hold you back will be shocked by the results of the money tree vibration you have been developing. Everyone who placed a wager against you and believed they might change your fate. You are transitioning from a lack of material possessions to having more than you need. Money will go more quickly than your adversaries anticipated, more quickly than they can obstruct, and more quickly than they can even realize. You'll be choosing which investment property to purchase first. While they're juggling rent they can't afford and vehicle payments they can't afford, like water through a shattered dam. The chances they formerly obstructed are now flowing freely. Your investments will go better than you could have imagined. Your commercial endeavors will take off like a rocket ship. You are creating generational wealth that will benefit not just you, but also the others you choose to bless. And this is your rags to riches transformation taking place in real time. They are multiplying every dollar they attempted to keep from getting to you. They would get ill with jealousy only from the shopping sprees. You won't be purchasing items because you need them, but rather because you desire them. Expensive goods, experiences, and present for those you care about. All the while they're hoarding pennies and pleading for payment extensions on unpaid debts. Their continual reminder of what they lost when they decided to be your adversary will come from your abundance. Like sharks sensing blood in the ocean, those who abandoned you throughout your hardships are now attempting to re-establish contact when success becomes apparent. Old pals who quit phoning when you most needed their help. Relatives who pretended not to know you while you were feeling down. They will all come around with their hands out and hearts full of justifications, even if they feign not to notice you in public. As if your life depended on it. Keep them away from your resources and energies. They are not supporters. They are opportunists. They don't deserve access to what you've worked so hard to earn through blood, sweat, tears, and divine favor, and they weren't there when you needed them. They will have tales of their past inability to assist, excuses for their absence, and defenses of their treachery. Family members who have mistreated you must either make sincere apologies or be cut off from you forever. While some will, others won't. Without hesitation, guilt, or hindsight, those who fail to own their part in your difficulties will be abandoned. Just because you share history or DNA doesn't mean you have to give up your energies to anybody. What's happening to influential people in business and entertainment is reflected in your narrative. Globally, people are being seen for who they really are. The world is watching as guilt is exposed and innocence is upheld. This goes beyond your own circumstance. Truth is coming to light everywhere in this cosmic reckoning. By prioritizing quality over number in all of your relationships, you're improving your circle. The new individuals in your life are aware of your worth and want to preserve it rather than take advantage of it. They want to support you in realizing your potential rather than squandering it for personal gain. Rather than secretly desiring you fail, they applaud your victories. Observe how quickly the imposters expose themselves upon witnessing your altered way of living. Family gatherings will become quite uncomfortable as a result of the exposure of your harassing family members. Parents, brothers, and even relatives who provided information to your adversaries are going to be exposed for their part in this plot. It's going to become quiet in the family group chat. Now that they are aware of the repercussions, some of these family members may attempt to apologize. Before the full force of cosmic justice falls on them, they will want to make amends. Some are frightened, while others are sincere. The speed at which they expose their fellow conspirators will tell you the difference. Everyone else involved will be exposed by those who sincerely apologize. Those who are only attempting to protect themselves will continue to shift the responsibility and make excuses. You will be able to distinguish between the two with ease thanks to your extraordinary intuition. In any case, you have permanently cut off their access to your life. For some of your adversaries, it's a matter of life or death. Concede and offer an apology with sincere regret, or else they will suffer unimaginable and unsurvivable repercussions. In this spiritual courtroom, God is sitting as a judge and is imposing punishments for offenses against your destiny. If someone wants to play gangster against you, God is going to teach them that there is always a higher authority. Mercy chances are represented by confession and remorse. But like a bank vault on a timer, the window for that grace is closing quickly. Some will choose reputation over life and pride over survival. Earthly justice is no longer the only issue here. This has to do with divine order, cosmic balance, and a universal rule that says you reap what you sow, with compound interest and aftereffects that go beyond this life. Additionally, they have a limited amount of time to make the best decision. The apology must be sincere, open, and comprehensive. No partial confessions, no half measures, and no shifting of the burden elsewhere. They must own up to what they did, why they did it, and how sorry they are for attempting to ruin someone who was protected by God. In the hopes that it won't be too late, several people are now penning their confessions. Those who believe they can manage their way out of cosmic repercussions continue to attempt to play games. They will soon discover that dealing with heavenly justice is not the same as dealing with earthly courts. They are unaware of how quickly the mercy deadline is drawing near. God has been patient and has given them many chances to put things right. They postpone daily. The repercussions worsen. An opportunity for redemption is turning into a life or death situation. Make a quick decision, make a smart decision, or make no decision at all. The public is learning the truth about how they destroyed your company. Authorities who have been compiling cases for months are shutting down illicit organizations inside their network, like a wildfire spreading over parched grass. Court records that are publicly available reveal the technologies they employ to follow and monitor you. Like layers of an onion being peeled away, the family members who were participating in the harassment are coming to light. You're learning precisely how your money was delayed and intercepted. Workers at government agencies, banks, and postal services are banding together to obstruct your financial advancement. Sworn evidence, taped phone conversations, and text messages are exposing the strategies they use to turn your love interests against you. Screenshots, timestamps, and digital forensics are being used to prove how they orchestrated social media operations to harm your reputation. The technologies they created to track your whereabouts, the approach they use to ruin your relationships, and the mechanism they use to limit your financial possibilities are all coming apart at the same moment, like a huge conspiracy coming apart in real time. For you, this exposure is not fair. The next person they could have targeted will be protected. They will never be able to recreate their whole enterprise since it is being decimated so completely. Criminal trials now utilize the playbook they employed against you as evidence. Now, the network they established is a liability that links them all to grave accusations. People who specialize in dismantling organized crime groups are examining every phone conversation, text message, and private meeting. They left a huge digital footprint. Screenshots of the group discussions in which they plotted your assault. Recordings of phone conversations in which they conspired to fabricate information on you. Their own technology betrayed them, as shown by GPS data that showed how they tracked you throughout town. Bank documents proving that you paid someone to publish false information about you. Employment documents demonstrating how they obtained positions at establishments you visited in order to spy on you. Phone logs reveal hundreds of conversations among network participants as they plot their next course of action. Some are attempting to leave the nation because of the overwhelming evidence. You're remaining in your current location since that's where your blessings, destiny, and best protection are found. Stop running. No longer hiding. No more modifying your life to accommodate their presence or threats. Developing a friendship with someone who supports your purpose and shares your beliefs is a good one. Your company is growing into areas they wanted to shut down, marketplaces they try to sabotage, and prospects they believe they had ruined forever. You're leaving a living condition that has undermined you and entering one that fosters your development and safeguards your tranquility. Your difficulties have strengthened your spiritual abilities, and they're now functioning at their peak. Before someone speaks, you can tell what they intend to say. You can sense when someone is trying to hurt you. You possess an uncanny ability to see through falsehoods. Money is showing up as tangible things. A few months ago, when they were causing you anguish and hardship, stacks, mounds, and sums that appeared unattainable. You're fully recovering from the trauma they caused you. More resilient and astute than before. You are impervious to manipulation in the future because of the knowledge you have acquired. False buddies are easy to identify. You see concerted harassment before it becomes a problem. You safeguard your energy as if it were a valuable resource. Each scar they left on you has developed into an untouchable ability. You can now tell someone's genuine intentions within seconds of meeting them because to your keen intuition. You developed superhuman insight from the poison they attempted to use on you. Energy fields may be read by you in the same way that books are read. Your greatest strength became what they intended to be an awful god. You are following your spirit's guidance perfectly when you go shopping. Additionally, each purchase seems like a triumphant celebration. Everything that appeals to your energy is something you purchase. Enjoying plenty without fear or guilt, without caring about who else is there or what they are thinking, and without peer pressure. For the first time in many years, you may go in safety without being harassed or watched. When family members refuse to apologize, they get a straightforward reaction that exposes all of their deceit. Forever goodbye. Real consumers and supporters are celebrating your company's success, while your adversaries are dealing with the fallout in real time. The long-awaited love, fulfillment, shows up like a bright spot after a storm. Automobiles, homes, and upscale goods. Like the cosmos is making up for lost time, they're showing up in your life organically and without effort. Their social media portrays repercussions, but yours portrays victory. Every falsehood they said about you has been refuted, and your reputation has been restored. Every happy moment you now have serves as a reminder of what they attempted to take from you, but were unable to do so. They would get ill with jealousy only from the shopping sprees. You'll be sharing photos of expensive getaways, experiences that cost more than they earn in a year, and purchases they can only imagine. Their continual reminder of what they lost when they decided to be your adversary will come from your abundance. While others are losing their licenses, you are purchasing automobiles. While they're being evicted, you're buying houses. You're making investments in companies that are declaring bankruptcy. There is no more ideal contrast. The fairy tale that they attempted to stop is going to become your romantic existence, while your ex sits by himself, wondering what could have been if they hadn't listened to falsehoods about you. The person you're connected with treats you like royalty. They might have contributed to your happiness, and they're observing it on social media. Your survival is shown by each luxuries you buy. Each trip you take is evidence that their assaults were unsuccessful. Every accomplishment you take pride in is proof that divine protection always prevails. They have front row tickets to see you live the life they attempted to take. Others who have been selected are looking to your triumph for inspiration, studying your tale for direction, and taking inspiration from your example to persevere in their own spiritual battle. Like a house of cards in an earthquake, the whole system of abuse that was directed at you is irreversibly crumbling. Through your story, you're educating others on how to identify and counter such assaults. You're surrounded by people who really care about your goal, who applaud your successes, and who treat your energy like the valuable resource that it is. You are so abundant that you may erase generational curses in families other than your own by helping others without exhausting yourself. All karmic accounts have been paid off. All debts are settled by universal justice, with interest compounded every day. Future generations of chosen ones who will encounter comparable resistance will find inspiration in your narrative. The lesson is obvious. Protection from God always prevails. Justice always prevails, and truth always comes to light. Slow at times, but always certain. Now that the cosmic equilibrium has been restored, you are acting with divine power. You've turned into a success story in spiritual warfare. Your tale is serving as a model for the freedom of others who are subjected to organized harassment. Spiritual communities throughout the globe are teaching you how to survive. You are more than a mere survival. You are a leader, an educator, and a ray of hope. Your predicament was just one aspect of the larger network that targeted you. They were attempting to destroy other victims, other selected ones. You're also freeing them all with your triumph. Destroying this cult freed the scores of others they were torturing. In other cities, judicial proceedings against organized harassment networks are using your evidence. Law enforcement is gaining a better understanding of these organizations' operations because to your documenting of their strategies. You are receiving justice for everyone they have ever targeted, not just for yourself. By surviving all they hurled at you and coming out stronger, more changed, more triumphant than before, you fulfilled your divine mission. You now know how to be grateful and take the proper actions to keep money coming while maintaining your bodily and spiritual safety. You have extraordinary precision in distinguishing between real and opportunistic relationships. You've established a new family with folks who really care about you and would never turn on you for short-term gain, money, or prestige. You're conducting prosperous business endeavors unhindered, functioning from a position of supernatural strength and defense that no adversary can breach. From victim to winner, from impoverished to fortunate, from hunted to aided, the cycle is complete. When your adversaries banded together against you, planned their attacks, and rejoiced over your hardships, they believed they were scripting your demise. Rather, they were only eliminating barriers that would have slowed down your destiny and paving the way for your real beginning.